This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. Hey everybody, it's Paula Jedi, and we're back with another lovely episode of Outta Time, your source for fringe science news and time travel news and whatever else I feel like talking about. And today we have some more questions for the supposed John Titor, my friend who pretends to be John Titor. However, he often makes some really good predictions, so sometimes I wonder. And again, I will leave it all up to you. But first, I'd like to mention that astronaut John Glenn has died at the age of 95. I hope he lived a very happy life. It was definitely a long one. And also, I'd like to mention that last month, around November 22nd, fireballs were seen in Florida. Now, they were most likely meteors, but many people got photos of them. I'm showing you the photos right now, so it has been very interesting. Nobody is claiming they're extraterrestrial, and they probably are not, but it's still interesting that so many people saw these fireballs. They were spotted off the Florida Gulf Coast, just southwest of Bradenton. Also, some were seen above the Gulf of Mexico, about 8 miles from Sarasota. Now, on to John Titor. Some of these questions are a little bit difficult to read, but I will do my very best. I'm going to start with some simple ones first. John, regarding the change that prevented Hillary from getting elected, did that have anything to do with WikiLeaks?
Yes, WikiLeaks has been used in the effort of time editing.
Did an Australian invent, or at least help invent, the technology for temporal travel?
Australians are members of the John Titor team. I do not know just how many people worked on the technology of time travel or what countries they hail from.
Okay, this next one starts with a quote from the chats that were done with John Titor years ago. It starts out with someone saying, "As far as how wonderful your people are in the time after the war, I'm very happy for you. Maybe they succeeded in wiping out the right 3 billion people." John Titor said, "Yes, we did." Now, this person's question starts as this. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. "Where a global nuclear exchange occurs, it would be hardly necessary to add to this chemical and biological weapons attacks, unless the intention is to cleanse the population of the world of certain genetic malcontents, targeted sterilization, and leaving select genetics in place. It is implied by the above-quoted John Titor post that this does in fact happen, and that the enemy attack is the enemy of weakness. Collectively, we would have a consensus in the developed world to use this nuclear exchange as a cover to solve all of our growing problems then. Is this a correct interpretation, John?"
John said 3 billion people died. But in the end it was close to the entire population of the Earth. 6 billion people perished. The people of my generation seem to be wonderful, but it is just a result of our environment. Online surfing has become a way for people to connect and socialize in real life. It does not make my people any better than yours. Just more mature. We also don't suffer as much pain from physical ailments as a result of having better diets, knowing more about modern poisons, regenerative medicine. People are happier because we are developing the science of what makes people happy. We are all still very much in danger from nuclear, chemical and biological war. Lone wolves are more dangerous than countries. Individuals can make WMDs because all the information is on the archive internet and people have time to develop engineering skills. We are all very much paranoid people in 2036 to 2063. Clothing is shrapnel resistant. We all use spectrography to check our drinks and food for contaminants, aka sabotage. So the idea of a super genetic race will actually happen. Every future generation will be genetically selected. Existing undesirable genetic traits will be altered, improved. Cybernetic implants are not popular. Everyone hacks. You can be hacked. Imagine Ghost in the Shell but less crowded. People were only in crowded cities because they needed to work closely together. Now that telecommuting is the norm and all manufacturing is local 3D printed. Mining is not needed as most things are made of hemplant fiber that is superheated to form a stronger than metal nano weave. Westworld is the future of all entertainment. But the reality is that it is just virtual reality that clothes the things in your house to look like the Wild West. It also clothes your house androids in the same way. Then there is technology that induces what you call lucid dreams. It does the same thing as VR tech or lucid tech. Augmented reality through your glasses below your neckline, or holographed below your neckline to share information with people, is something that everyone has.
So John, why didn't you kill Hitler?
People always ask me why I didn't kill Hitler. Hitler was the worst thing to happen to Nazi Germany. He was a terrible general who made the worst mistake any general would never make if he or she knew history. Hitler attacked Russia in the winter. So if I killed Hitler, a competent general would have taken control of the Nazis and we would all be speaking German. That fool Hitler is always allowed to live because he cost Germany the war. The Allies then won. We call this Operation Black Opera. Any real traveler knows what Operation Black Opera is.
There you have it. We have a few more questions answered by Mr. Titor. Mr. Titor or not Mr. Titor, your decision. Don't shoot the messenger. Now I want to mention something pretty cool. It has little to do with fringe. It has to do with computer science actually, so I'm not that far off. I play a game called Civilization 6 by Sid Meier. It is really cool. It's a strategy game where you build up cities and you try to win through a science victory, a cultural victory, a domination victory. There's one more. I'm trying to think what that or a cultural victory. Did I say that already? Anyway, it's a really cool game. You really should check it out. It's so involved. You research science, you research civics. There are many different ways to win. You build armies, you can attack other people, or you can try to just have a totally peaceful game. You can build the map any way you want it. You can have a huge map with very few players. You can have a really tight map with tons of players, so there's many possibilities. It's actually a really addictive strategy game for the PC. And I must say that I am disappointed by the console versions of the game. I don't think they have Civilization 6 for consoles yet, but they had previous versions, and those console games don't have as many features as the PC version. So check out the PC version. It's by Firaxis Games. And I'm not a salesperson, I just think it's a really cool, addictive game that really gets you thinking and really engages you. So I encourage you to check it out if you love thinking games, because I most certainly do. Sorry folks, we are out of time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Come back next week, like and subscribe. Click on that YouTube icon and go hit subscribe for me. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Bye bye.